Hello, hello. Hey, I actually didn't think I would get viewers right away. That's kind of cool. I recognize both of those names. Silver Kitsune, I know, has like been. I've seen you comment on like a number of YouTube videos. I can't remember where I've seen the name Nicholas King before, but it's also been like forever since I streamed. And I haven't done as much stuff on YouTube as I used to either. That's bugging me because I'm like, I know I recognize the name. I'm just like drawing a blank on where exactly. But yeah, I'm gonna stream some Parasite Eve now. It should be interesting. I've never played like New Game Plus without New Game Plus equipment before. Always love that PS1 sound. I'm gonna let the intro play just because it's cool. You know nothing about this video game, really? Maybe I should actually skip the intro because it kind of spoils a couple slight things. I can play that like next time I stream or something. This is an RPG by Square that is very different because it just takes place on Earth with no magic. I'm going to be playing on New Game Plus, but the story is going to be the same. I just wanted to give myself a harder time because I've played this game several times. New York City. Yeah, that's a big thing in this game. A major recurring antagonist has operatic singing in her boss music. It's Christmas Eve in 1997. Haha, get it, Christmas Eve. Meet our protagonist. Not the guy, the girl. What's wrong? You're the one who wanted to come to the opera. Aya Brea, age 25, New York Police Department officer. Not gonna be renaming her. That'd be weird, because you don't get the option to rename her in the sequels. I don't know, You're right, I'll try to have more fun. Everybody hates the third game. Yeah, I've actually never played it. I just from what I've heard, I even know I'm probably not going to like some things about it, but I kind of want to give it a chance and see if I can like some parts of it. That'll be interesting when we get to that. I figured I'd play the whole series leading up to that, though. Aren't you glad you decided to go out with me? I even had my dad get the best seats for us tonight. So lighten up, we're gonna have a great time, you'll see. Come on, we'd better go inside. Let's get to our seats. They've already started the first act. Already? Guess we were running a little late. Father, please give me permission to marry Eva. I forbid it! You know well what will happen if you do. Those who succumb to her beauty all die in horrible ways. You don't understand. She is the one that has suffered after the deaths. She is evil! God, grab her! And burn her at the stake! Father! If you are sentencing her to death, then I ask you to take my life along with hers. Edward. Of course, his name is Edward. Spoony Bard Edward. Wow. The mic is cutting off my S sounds a little bit. Trying something a little different with the mic setup, but I might have to adjust it more later. This cutscene was pretty cool for the time. Can I help you? Well, crap. Her performance is really setting this place on fire. Come to think of it, Alexia had fiery power too, didn't she? I've only watched that game, I've never played it. Yeah. Yeah, I really have no desire to play it myself, honestly. Jesus, I don't wanna... Oh my god, I... Go, get out of here now! Yeah, I did really like some of the music in that one. Freeze! NYPD! You're the only one who seems to be fine. What? You should be awakening soon. What are you talking about? Listen, your cells are trying to communicate. They're calling out. So battles in this game are kind of a mix of turn-based and action, because you have a gauge that fills up before you can take your turn, but you have to actually run around to dodge attacks. Your weapon has a range, and if you try to shoot anything outside of that range, you're probably going to miss, and or do chip damage even if you actually hit. So it's best to keep things in range. Well, she just doesn't care about bullets.
What's happening? My body, it's getting hot. Just as I thought. What is this? What did you do to me?
More importantly, what are you trying to do to me? Stop shooting lasers! This music is really good, also, I gotta say. I swear, Yoko Shimomura never misses. Don't mind me just dumping an entire, like, more than an entire magazine, like, clip into this, floating opera singer. Huh. Yep, Kingdom Hearts and FF15, among other things. Did I run out of bullets? Interesting. That doesn't tend to happen on normal difficulty. Yeah, usually she would go down before you run out of bullets. I do have bullets in that, but I'm avoiding using my New Game Plus equipment. That's kind of the whole point of this challenge. So I guess I'm gonna have to use the club. I've literally never had to use the melee weapon before. Smack. Oh shoot, it took damage from walking into... You know, this might be a scripted thing, though. Like, I might actually have to use my bullets. I'm not sure about this. Because I could have sworn I've loaded up New Game Plus before and not had to, like, use all my bullets, or... I don't know. Okay, no, there we go.
Our bodies are communicating with each other. What? Communicating what? What do you want? The more you use that power, the more you will become like me. Power? What power? Who are you? Eve. Eve? I'm surprised you don't know me, Aya. You should know me well. What?
They're good games with fantastic music.
What is this? What was that? Wait, where are you going? I'm not through with you yet.
I don't know. I think there was some kind of scripting thing there because I did some stuff to prep the save file so I wouldn't just have like a treasure trove of items in storage. And before that, I tried doing a New Game Plus thing where I didn't have as many bullets on me. And the fight just ended as soon as I ran out of bullets, so I don't know. There might be something there. Who knows? Anyway, I still am technically out of bullets because this don't count. I have to pretend that doesn't exist.
I know she's down there. Sounds like my backups arrived.
Yeah, let's not go down there just yet. I may actually use the club for a bit. In case, like... Because maybe with the strong... Oops, I went the wrong way. Maybe with, like, the stronger enemies, ammo conservation is actually going to be a thing this time. Like, normally when you play this game, you don't really have to worry about your ammo. You can just shoot guns forever. But maybe that's going to be different this time. Normally, you wouldn't play New Game Plus with, like, the original starting equipment, but yeah, it's just a little thing I wanted to try. Ooh. So, those are the people who didn't make it out in time.
Wait, I'm a cop. I'm with the NYPD.
What?
Hold on, I'm going to take out my badge. Don't shoot.
See? Badge. This guy will heal me. I wonder if it's that thing called, spontaneous combustion? Who knows, huh? You think we'll be on TV? Hope this becomes a TV movie or something. Let me patch you up. Fun fact, too, actually, there is a movie called Parasite Eve because there is a novel called Parasite Eve, which this game is kind of a sequel to, actually. We'll delve into that more later. But the movie is based on the novel, though I think it has like a different ending or something. I don't know. I've never seen it. I've never read the book, so my knowledge on all that is a little spotty. Hey, why don't you have any injuries?
Don't ask me. That's something I want to know.
Everyone's gotten burned. A lot of them probably won't make it. Hey, I've got the same gun. I've got bullets for that if you want. Yes, please. Give me bullets. Give me lots of bullets. Thank you. Sorry, but I'm out, and I can't give you the ones I have in my gun. Yep, a novel and a movie based on that novel. I think the movie is Japanese only. I could be wrong about that. The novel did actually get published in English, though I don't think you can get that physically. I think the English translation is just a digital ebook only. Again, I'm not completely sure. Did it auto-equip my gun? No, it didn't. Okay. Well, let's go down there.
Are you alone? It's dangerous here. You should go.
Goodbye, mysterious ghost child.
That girl. It couldn't be.
That's gonna have to be a mystery for a lot of the game. Yo, Reki, what's up? I have good timing. I kind of like just started playing. That transformation is so gruesome. Alright, actually, you know what? I am gonna switch to the gun because I want to see something. Okay, it still only took 2 shots. So maybe it's just bosses that are stronger.
Jesus. Did Eve do that to the rat? What is going on here?
Now, just in case, I'll club it. I'll go clubbing for a little bit.
Ah! What's this key?
I didn't mean to leave, but that's fine. I'll come back in there later. Oh, well, this is the room I needed to go into. Technically, I could just, like, leave after I finish up in this room, but I'm gonna explore everywhere to get all the items I can. But first...
A diary? November 3rd, Monday. The Christmas show is set. This has been my dream. The main actress has a solo concert at the theater in Central Park. I took all that medication to get here. I have to get the lead part. I'll even sell my soul to the devil if I have to. November 17th, Monday. The cast was announced and Suzanne and I are double cast. I want to play the part alone, but everyone knows she's good. November 21st, Friday. I think I'm overdoing it. My body is getting hotter than ever for some reason. I'd better take more medicine. December 6th, Saturday. I collapsed today. I lost consciousness after my body got hot. I don't care if I die, I just want to get through this show. December 10th, Wednesday. I passed out again. They told me to go to the doctor and get some rest. If this continues, Suzanne will definitely take my part. I need to get better. I'd better take a lot of medication tonight. December 11th, Thursday. Suzanne was burned in an apartment fire. Is it because I wanted the part so bad? God forgive me. December 17th, Wednesday. It looks like I'll be the lead. I'd better take more medication and work it. December 23rd, Tuesday opening night, everything went smoothly. Tomorrow is Christmas Eve, we should have the biggest crowd of the season. And I have the solo concert the next day at the park. But I'm not feeling well, I'd better shape up if I want to get through this. I'd better take more medication. For what? Why is she taking so much? She must have a drug problem. Another key?
Methinks she has something a little more going on than just a drug problem. Hello, bird.
Merry Christmas. Goodbye.
Oh, hi. Whoa. Yeah, no, that's more damage than I would usually take, I think. Oh, right, I have, like, bonus points. Okay, you get bonus points when you level up, and I had a bunch because the game gave a bunch to me when I started the new Game Plus, or when I finished the last round anyway, I forgot about that. Let me see. I will just, I think it was like 1,000, so I'll just dump those into the overpowered weapon that I'm not using. That's probably about right. I'm gonna go ahead and heal. That's not a bad theory. Nope, cannot examine the corpse. You know, I want to know what drug it is that would let me set people on fire.
They're alive. You're still alive. Hold on, let me call the paramedics. Melissa. She's a monster. Don't try to talk now. Melissa. Melissa. You mean the main actress? She probably got to Suzanne too. We'll have to stop her. No, please, wake up. Hang in there.
Can I examine again? No? I thought I could, like, examine again. It would just be like, she is dead. Ah, here, take it. Take everything. It's all on the counter.
Don't scare me. I'm with the NYPD.
You're the one who scared me, lady. I was just getting ready. You know, only staff are allowed in here.
There was an incident here. You'll have to evacuate.
What? You're kidding, right? Hey, I'm not dying here tonight. See ya. I think he died here tonight. I love every time that I hear that scream, because I recognize it very, like, intensely. Like, it's not the Wilhelm scream. I don't know what it's called, but it's definitely some, like, popular stock scream sound. Can I just, like, not... Oh, there we go. Nothing. My favorite... Oh. Never mind. I'll get to that in a second. Rattle. I keep forgetting this contact damage. Ow! Oh my god. Yeah, there's no way. The enemies are definitely stronger. Ow. Oh god. Don't kill me. Yeah, I love the battle music in this game. You know, I'm gonna go save. It's funny because the enemies are not... Oh, I'd better notify the department about what's happened here. There's your justification for how saving works. The enemies are not anywhere near strong enough for the difference to matter or even be, like, noticeable if you actually come in here rocking your New Game Plus equipment. But if you just stick with the default equipment, oh boy, it's sure noticeable. Oh. Cast this limited inventory space. You know what? I do have, like, one bonus point that I actually earned in this game, in this run so far, so I'm gonna up my item capacity. Oh yeah, I was saying something before I got interrupted by the rats. Which, I just got interrupted by them again. Okay, respawning enemies. Cool. Please don't kill me. Eat! Ah, that hurt. That hurts. That hurts a lot. My face. Maybe I should cast the heal again. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, Mario RPG, Mario and Luigi, so on and so forth. You can really hear it too in like it's not as noticeable in a lot of the Mario RPG stuff, but if you go listen to like the final boss theme from like Bowser's Inside Story or Dream Team, the final boss theme of those two games specifically really sounds like, yep, that sure is the Kingdom Hearts lady. So this is what I was going to say, is my favorite detail about that clown is that this body wasn't here before. It specifically shows up after you talk to him. And just in case you don't get the hint, you can examine it. And then,
It's that clown from the dressing room.
Rip that guy. Please open. I know this cabinet opens. There we go. Very finicky. It was a trap. I would say that dodging is sometimes hard, yes. For certain enemies and bosses, though, I feel like if you kind of know what you're doing with, like, powering up the armor and stuff, you can kind of afford the hits anyway. Speaking of, here's a permanent stat upgrade. But we're not done, because... That's odd. This wall looks like it's about to crumble. Kick it. I like how they just sealed off this room back here, like... And there's just, like, props back here. Why did they seal this room off? Oh... I should have waited on using that stat up. Oh well. That's fine. Last room to explore. My inventory's full. I've already got a lot of ammo. I'm gonna go ahead and switch to the gun. And I'll use that medicine to get another medicine. That works. Yeah, Parasite Eve 2, just like mechanically, the way it controls and everything is a lot more Resident Evil inspired. It's got the tank controls and everything, and it doesn't really have the turn-based aspect like this does. Though honestly, ammo conservation and such doesn't really come into play that much in Parasite Eve 2, at least on your first playthrough. They made that game kind of like, I think, they didn't make it too hard of a survival horror because they knew that the audience they were kind of going for with, like, you know, the people who tend to play Square RPGs and stuff don't necessarily overlap with the survival horror, I'm guessing is what they were thinking. So they didn't make it too extreme on the difficulty, but when you do like a New Game Plus run, you can actually choose higher difficulties that do require much more careful consideration. And then the third game is just a third-person shooter. Like action shooter, not survival shooter. Hello.
I'm Melissa. No, I am Eve. I'm getting hot. Nucleic domination has finally come to an end once and for all. What?
Turning into a monster.
Once again, the day for the mitochondria to be free has finally arrived.
You're gonna be hearing that word a lot. Ah, shoot, she went just out of my range. I would say that attack she's doing now is already, like, a fair step up in dodging difficulty compared to the first fight with her. One thing about that attack that tends to throw me off is that sometimes she rotates while she's doing the laser, and sometimes she just has it stand still. Oh, like that. If you're wondering too about how this doesn't become unbalanced with like the not magic system of the Parasite energy. Ow. The auto regen on that gauge for my like special abilities, it refills slower the longer the fight goes on, so at a certain point you're not really able to use your abilities so much. Man. Fight over. Good.
Looks like you still need some time, girl. Until your mitochondria is completely free. Mitochondria? What are you saying? I don't understand you. What? Where is this? Is that the little girl I saw? No, it's... that doctor. Wait.
You know it.
Mitochondria. To be free.
Please heal. Down, down we go, farther into the depths of hell. Or in this case, the New York City sewer system, which probably isn't too different. I feel like there's a treasure box somewhere in here that is, like, really hard for me to see. It. Maybe not? Long game or shortish? My last time I played this game, it took me about 10-ish hours, and I knew what I was doing. So that's just for the main game. Then I then had to replay it because there is a new game plus thing with a true ending. Gain to scan. In this case, this is a new game plus, so we kind of get to cut out that aspect of having to play it a second time. I've already, like, cleared out the post-game dungeon, which is good because, honestly, it's just not worth it. It's not fun. I can talk about that more later, but it's like, I don't recommend the post-game dungeon to most people, honestly. You're just like, just look up the ending, to be honest. But we can kind of just cut to the chase with that and skip to the end of it when we get there. Oh, although actually, it's not like I'll be leveled up. So, yeah, I'm probably not gonna use this save file for the true ending. I'll probably just load up the save file I had from before. Man, frog hurts. I think I'm gonna just kind of sit here for a bit and try to get some of my Parasite energy back. I went into this really not having any idea of what the difference was going to be difficulty-wise, but I do have to say I'm definitely feeling it so far. I'm a little worried about how day 3 is gonna go. Okay, that's a new gun. Yep, and it's better than what I have, so I will switch to that. I'm gonna stick one of these medicines in there for now. Globally run? No, thank you. I suppose it's probably technically possible. Kind of like how a knife-only run is technically possible. Ah, I got hit by that. Ooh, 2 revives. Okay. I guess I'm tossing another medicine. Boy, I can't wait to have item storage.
You're the little girl I saw at the theater. Are you lost?
Aya, girl, you saw her phase through the door before. You know she's not real.
Wait, little girl, don't go.
Now over here is a little secret. Secret scum water, but also, ammo. And something for my armor. Basically magic defense, I think. Is that what that is? You know what? That might not be magic defense. That might be... It's either that, or it might just be, like, related to how fast the gauge refills. I don't actually know. Well, there's offense, so that's self-explanatory. And now, when I was up top, I know I saw a chest, like, up here, too. Yep. Another medicine. Okay, and with that, my inventory is full, so... Oh, wait, there's a box here. Nope. No, wait. Go back. I must know. What is in there? Another medicine. Alright. Sure. I traded a medicine for a medicine. I believe there's another frog here. Oh, two of them. Oh, that's concerning. Yeah, managed to not get hit. Okay, cool. Apparently. Oh, hey, that level up gave me another item slot. There's a switch and an emergency phone. Always take the save point when they give it to you.
Eve! Hold it right there! My body's getting hot again. Aya's ready to take me on just by herself. Well, even if you did have more people with you, they'd just burn, right? Everyone else but you. You are. Tell me, Eve, why? Why me? Why am I the only one? You'll find out, eventually. Even if you don't understand, don't worry. Your mitochondria will. They've always known. I'm going to give you some time to think and some time to evolve. And the day shall arrive when you will awaken.
Yeah, not a whole lot of, like, single-player RPGs when they've got, like... Well, no, because this is, like, kind of pseudo-action-based, so I guess that is kind of actually common enough. It's kind of 50-50 on that, I guess. A lot of action games will just be single player. Some will at least give you like an NPC party or something. Oh no, it's the New York sewer gator. And it has a taser mouth? There are 2 targets. Shoot the tail. The front part of him right now will just take... Okay. Did I just... Oh, God. I just got instant KO'd because, like, 2 of the wind slices hit me at the same time. Oh, wait, you thought you'd get invincibility frames? I might have to try this more than once. Yeah. I mean, I'm alive, but I'm just kind of gonna say rip run on this one. Oh, just kill me. I think there's a cutscene skip. If not, I have a fast forward key. Killed by the taser gator. Yeah, that's the first time I've died to that since... I can't even remember for sure if I died to that the first time I played this or not. I might have. But I don't think I've died to that boss since my first playthrough. Don't mind me just using a feature of my... What the... Okay, that's bad. I apparently have some kind of hotkey set up that I didn't know I had set up. Let me fix that. There's no hotkey set up. What the heck? How did that happen? Let me try that again. Okay, that just had something to do with which window I had focused. That's weird, though, because there's not actually a hotkey set up in OBS, so I don't know how that happened. Anyway, don't mind me just using this neat feature of my very legitimate PlayStation 1 video game console. Especially as there's apparently no cutscene skip. Oh yeah, the PS1 only. Oh, does that? Does his little wind slicer attack, like, have range-based damage? Wasn't aware of that. Yeah. Because I was doing like twice as much damage before. Now, what is it, just random? I have no idea. Well, kind of seems like if you just stay behind him, you're fairly safe. No, it's... I don't know, it's very specific. There's definitely something you could figure out here to be, like, pretty safe, but I have not figured it out. I'm probably better off just trying to keep my distance. Oh, phase change. Oh no, 4 damage, how scary. Maybe that was contact damage, I don't think that was the laser beam. Aw, really? I'm out of range. I do not like this camera angle for this fight. It's very convenient how he kind of just gets locked into place once he starts firing. Well, that just didn't seem so bad. I have played Vagrant Story, yeah.
When I will awaken. Just tell me what you want, Eve.
We're live in front of Carnegie Hall, which has become a scene of complete chaos. Miss, you are the sole survivor of this horrible ordeal, correct? Until now, this combustion theory has been acknowledged only by occult enthusiasts.
Please, just leave me alone.
This incident happened to take place on Christmas Eve of all nights. I would like to represent the citizens of the city and interview you exclusively. Are you crazy? Jim, did you get this on tape? Scram, buddy!
Daniel.
Sorry I'm late, Aya. Daniel's a bro. And yeah, I definitely see the comparison to Vagrant Story with the whole, like, sphere targeting thing. I often think of that, too. Aya, you okay? That was really something that happened back there.
Yeah. Oh, but my date.
Heard from a cop that your boyfriend ran out of there like a wuss. Sorry your day didn't go well.
It's not like that. I had him escort me because he kept pestering me for a date.
Yeah, but of all places... places? The opera? There's a story. So why the opera, huh? Is that the in thing right now?
Saw the ad in the paper. I don't know. Just caught my eye.
Don't tell me you were onto this case. So you finally got some cop instinct in you, huh?
Instinct? Daniel, shouldn't you be with your son? It's Christmas Eve.
He knows his dad's a cop. My boy understands. Anyway, to change the subject, I heard things from people who were there, but this is one hell of an incident, huh?
Mitochondria. Mitochondria? Symbiosis? When was I in the hospital?
Hey, Aya. You asleep? Oh well. Don't blame you, after what you've been through tonight.
It all started with this incident. 6 days that were to become a nightmare for all. People will eventually forget and go on with their lives. But I will never forget it. It was pure terror. But it was also 6 days filled with familiar memories.
That's the prologue down. Day 2. I forgot to pay attention. What did I have, like 100-something bonus points before that, I think? So I just dumped like 900 into the gun I'm not using. Or not 900, dump 800. That bunch of bonus points too, like, they do that at the end of each day on New Game Plus. In the original first playthrough, you don't get bonus points like that at the end of each day. You just get them when you, like, level up. Hey, you okay? You ought to be resting.
Wish I could, but I'm the only one who knows what happened last night.
I've been gathering some info on Melissa. She's got no relatives, and no close friends. She was sick often, always on some kind of medication. The people at the opera said they were amazed she could even stand on stage. Her apartment burned down right after the incident, so we have no info on her medication. That's convenient. So what's this spontaneous combustion stuff all about?
It wasn't exactly spontaneous. People were actually set on fire.
Oh, come on. What, like one of those ESP things?
That's the best way to describe it for now.
ESP, huh? Well, I'm not buying it. But if you're right, how are we supposed to deal with something like that? I believe her. After all, Aya's the only witness so far. But if you're gonna take on a suspect like that, you'd better ask Baker for a better sidearm. I don't know, bullets didn't seem all that effective to begin with. What are we gonna go at her with? Like tank piercing rounds? I read your report. Still hard to believe, but we can't deny all those deaths. We're going to go all out to solve this case. Make sure you're well equipped. Go down to the weapons department and give this permit to Torres. He'll help you out. Aya, you've got too much to carry around. Leave something here. I'll keep it in weapons storage. Medicine. Here's all the keys to the post-game bonus dungeon. That's the one thing that they actually keep your progress on across multiple playthroughs. Come back later. I'm busy. I really love the chill vibe in this in the police department too. This is one of my favorite music tracks in the game.
The weapons department? You didn't hit your head last night, did you? It's right downstairs.
Unfortunately, the music doesn't play in the weapons department, but I'm gonna head in there first because I need to drop some stuff off before I explore more. Hey there, good looking.
Cut the crap, Wayne. Where's Torres?
That baldy? Who knows? So, what'll it be? Shotgun? Rocket launcher? Wayne!
Yes, sir.
Idiots like you are the reason why guns won't disappear from this country. Get your ass back to weapons storage. You're far from ready to be handling guns in here.
Okay. Sheesh.
No, I've only heard of Shadow Hearts. I've never actually played any of them. Is that the series that's all... I can't remember if I'm maybe mixing this up. Are those like... vaguely related to a game called Koudelka, like Kouddelka. That's not because I don't know if I'm mixing that up with something, but I feel like there might be some relation. Those are all like games I am vaguely interested in, but I've never played any of them. Therese, I need some equipment. For last night's case, heard it was quite a mess. But as long as cops rely on guns, criminals will too. It's a vicious cycle. I hate to hand a weapon to a young cop like you, but I hear this isn't your ordinary crook. Guess I can't send you off empty-handed. Say, you can't carry any more equipment. Wayne, take some of her things and put them in storage. Yeah. You have something to say, officer? No, sir? Yeah, you didn't like the gameplay, Ricky? Okay, so Koudelka is related. I was kind of like... Yeah, I don't know. All I'll say right now is that I definitely... Those games are on my radar. I've been interested in them for, like, kind of a long time, actually. Just never gotten around to them. So, you want to leave something here? Yeah, let's... move that over. And that. Move all the equipment. Oops, I'm not using for now. And... when did I get that vest? Hold on. The one I'm wearing is... when did... Did I get that in the sewers? Did I just, like, totally blank on that and not equip it? I mean, it's not a carryover, because my New Game Plus armor is right over there. It's named, so... Huh. Here, this is the most powerful gun I can allow you to have. Captain Baker already notified me. Show me your modification permit again. Which gun? I don't know, maybe the one you just gave me? So it had a little block there, and using the mod permit got rid of that, which means that there's now extra space for this gun to have another additional effect applied to it. Alright, just wait here. Not that I'm actually going to be able to put another additional effect on it right now, but that's just kind of how the modding thing works. All set. But just remember, cops own guns for protection. Don't let the guns own you. Psst. Don't tell Therese, but you can use your tool to tune up your guns. You can rearrange equipment parameters and added effects to tweak your equipment. I can show you some cool tune-up techniques. Tutorial. You got it? Trust me, you can never have too much firepower. Of course, can't use them without bullets, so you better make sure you always have your club. Just in case, you know? Now, why don't you leave the stuff you don't need with me? I would like to give you my revives, because I want to have some of those stockpiled for later. And yet, this came out back in, like, the 90s. It's set in 97, and I think it came out in, what, like... when did this game come out? I actually forget. Somewhere between 97 and 99. Now, I was going to dump some stats into here. That should be about right. Because I don't want to use the New Game Plus bonus points. Now, I don't know where I picked this up, but that seems a lot better. Wait, do I still have... I still have the wrong gun equipped. Yep, there's the gun that Torres gave me. By the way, too, an odd quirk of this game. You might think, like, oh, this gun is a lot weaker, but at least you can fire 3 bullets, and, like, even that seems probably not worth it, but, like, you'd think the firing 3 bullets thing in a single turn is a good thing, right? No. No, it isn't, because actually the way this game works is that the attack power of your weapon is kind of divided by the number of bullets it shoots in a single round. So the best thing you can actually have is a gun that only fires 1 bullet, because that 1 bullet is going to be a lot more powerful. So if you're firing more bullets that are weaker, you're just stuck standing there for a longer amount of time. All it does is make you more vulnerable. And waste ammo. That too. Yeah, that exactly, basically. Revolver better than machine gun. Okay, so it came out it did come out in 98. One thing that can certainly be said of, like, a lot of things related to just kind of society at large is, like, the more things change, the more they stay the same. Oh, do I want to use that tool? Ooh. Yeah. Now, see, I can take that gun that fired 3 rounds, and I can use this tool to move its plus parameters over. So, like, I don't just get to add, like, all of the stats. Like, I'm not adding 15 an attack power over to the gun I have now. But I can add plus 4 attack power. And that's not bad at all. It does destroy the gun, though, that I used it on, so. Don't move the parameters over from something that you might actually want to keep for any kind of reason. Or if there's different add-on effects on, like, an armor or something. Dogs! You kind of have to pick and choose what you want to move over, because you only get to move one thing. The stat bonuses, or one specific effect, and then once you've done that, the piece of equipment is destroyed, so pick and choose. At least at this point in the game. Revitalize your canine. RUPTA, Premium Police Dog Food. I don't think I've ever examined that. I love to just watch them. I always come here after my shift to relax. Bark. This door, I believe, is locked. Authorized personnel only. Yep. Well, you get to actually hear the music this time as I go around exploring. Hey, look at that. Working mirror. Ah, yeah, you'd better put on your vest, too. Can't be too careful. Is that my vest? I'm going to assume it is. Okay, so the defense is not as good. It does have a neat effect on it, but I think I'm gonna stick with this for now. Pure poison. I will hold on to that. At last it's mine. What is it that is? No idea. What are you doing here, little boy?
Hey there. You lost?
Ben?
Daddy! So this is Ben.
Ben, this is Aya. Now what are you doing here?
Here!
Tickets? Oh, yeah. The concert. Sorry, son. Daddy's real busy today. I promise I'll make up for...
Fine!
Ben! Guess every kid needs a mother.
That's not true. I was raised by my father too, after my mother died. I'll always be grateful for him.
Yeah, well, his mother's still alive.
Messy divorce? I'm guessing. I say I'm guessing as if I haven't played this.
Would you believe I've never played Persona 4? I know like I know a pretty decent amount about it, but I've never like played it. It's another one that's like on my list. I've only played one. I've played the main story campaign of the very first Persona game, and I've played Persona 2 Innocent Sin, but have not played Persona 2 Eternal Punishment yet, or any of the other ones after that.
You met Daniel's son, Ben?
Daniel divorced his wife last year. Oh, well, there you go, right there. So it happened last year.
This was before you were assigned here. He kept saying every boy needs a father.
So, he fought his ex-wife for custody of Ben, saying every boy needs a father, but now, a year afterward, he's kind of sitting here saying, I guess every boy needs a mother.
He fought for Ben's custody with Lorraine, his ex-wife. Well, he won, but being a cop, I doubt if he has time to spend with him. Oh yeah, Captain Baker was looking for you.
Yeah, I've seen that animation too. So who wants to talk about murders? Now don't tell anyone I said this, but...
Sir. You were looking for me?
Yes, we're having a press conference now, and I want you there too.
Me?
That's right. You'll be on national television as the sole survivor of that incident.
I see.
But you only answer when I ask you. The media is just looking for anything to grill us about. They may even turn you into a suspect, so you let me do the talking, understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay then, let's go meet the press.
I really liked Innocent Sin a lot. I just, kind of didn't find time to get around to Eternal Punishment. I was kind of thinking of doing it sometime soonish, but then I decided I actually wanted a live stream, so maybe after... Maybe I'll play it on my own time at some point. I'll figure out when. I probably don't want to stream it because I would want to stream the first game first, or I mean like the first part, you know? And that's... I don't have that much time. I already have like so many things I want to stream and play, so... Oh, you prefer Innocent Sin? So you are saying this could be the work of a terrorist?
That is what we currently speculate.
How about accounts of officers and firemen at the scene bursting into flames? That was
due to a rare, highly flammable chemical which was used to start the fire.
Police cover-ups. Another question. Then how did Detective Brea survive without so much as a minor burn?
That is a result of her quick thinking and training as an officer.
I'm asking her the question. She said that my mitochondria were a mutation.
Aya! Your mitochondria? Who said this?
Melissa. No, she said she was Eve.
But according to a report, Melissa Pierce was killed in the fire.
Melissa did die. Her body had been taken over by this Eve.
What's this Eve? Some kind of an alien? People, please. She is very tired and we are still investigating. That will be all for today. Aya, I thought I told you not to say anything.
I'm telling the truth, sir.
That is not the point! Who's going to believe you? You'll only stir up the media and cause people to panic. Sir, she was only... Baker here. Who? What does he want? Well, put him through then. This is Captain Baker. What? Meat? You'll have to speak up. Yes? What? Yes. All right. Some Japanese scientist, I think. Couldn't understand his English too well. He was raving about some Mido something. Says he's coming over here. Mido?
Is it mitochondria?
You mean that thing in the cell that makes energy from oxygen? Might have heard about that in school.
That's what Eve had said. That it's time for the mitochondria to be set free.
Hey, I just read that some researcher at the museum wrote a new theory on them. Sir, I'm taking Aya to talk to this researcher. Go. Better get there before the media. It may explain that phone call, too. Yes, sir. Come on, Aya. Who is ready for pseudoscience? I do like the plot of this game, though. I'll bring the car around. Meet me at the front. What a case to have on Christmas, huh? Something I've heard about the novel... Oh, right. Never mind that graphic error. So, oh yeah, this here? Chrysler Building. This is the New Game Plus thing. This is only here if you're not on your first run-through. Because I've already delved through that, there's not even going to be any enemies in there if I try and go in there now, so there's no point. But it's a big, long, like, 70-floor maze of semi-randomly generated floors and new bosses and stuff. Most of it isn't something you want to try to do right away because a lot of the enemies are strong, so... And because it's such a slog, there's no plot connected to it until you actually get to the end of it. Like, there's nothing that sets it up plot-wise. It's just like, hey, I'm playing a second playthrough of the game, and there's a building that wasn't there before, and you go in there, and yep, it sure is a building, and there sure are enemies. You only get plot when you actually reach the very end of it. So I'll do that after we finish, like, the main story. Not do the whole building, but just show the plot and the final boss at the end of it. We're going to the Museum of Natural History. Dr. Hans Clamp will be there.
Dr. Clamp? What's his area of research?
Well, according to the papers, he's working on a new theory. Mitochondria something, but it seems to cover the whole genetic spectrum.
That's odd. To have a PhD and be working in a museum.
Well, he's pretty antisocial and doesn't like to waste time outside research.
Oh, great. We're gonna have a grand time with this one.
Yeah, I know where you're going with this. Just be careful this time, huh?
Are you referring to the press conference?
Yeah?
Daniel, why do you kiss the Chief's butt? You two joined the Force at the same time, didn't you?
Yeah, but that was years ago. Now, he's my boss. Oh. The Museum of Natural History, and also chocobos. I love that little Easter egg. It's been a while since I've visited a museum. Dinosaur exhibit. Loved these things when I was a kid. Looks like it's closed today. Well, let's see what that security guard can do for us. Hey there, how you doing? Doing okay. Pretty cold day, though. How about yourself? We're with the NYPD. We're looking for a Dr. Clamp. He works here, doesn't he? Sure does. As a matter of fact, he's up there in his room right now. Did he do something? Nah, we just want to talk to him, that's all. We just want to talk to him. We just want to talk.
Thank you. It shouldn't take long.
Place is pretty creepy without any people. Oop, you'll find something. I did that last time too. I pressed the button and I think like Daniel's text advanced on its own. So then I pressed the button and it skipped the guard. He's been pretty busy for the past few weeks. Doesn't come out ever. Thanks. Just hope this place doesn't explode or anything one of these days, you know? That's oddly specific. Oh, by the way, could you sign in? It's policy. Lets us keep track of who comes in. Thanks, Aya.
Gee, Daniel, you sure you don't want to run down here and do it yourself?
Notebook's on the counter. Thanks.
Just my name?
Yep, that should be enough. Unless you want to leave your number, too.
Just the number, thanks. Or just the name, thanks.
Hey, just between us, the doctor's a bit... you know... just be careful. Hey, Aya. Over here. Hey, it's open. Let's check it out. Excuse me. Hello? Hey, Dr. Clamp? Dr. Clamp? Are you deaf? I hear you.
We're with the NYPD. We'd like to ask you a few questions. Professor, we're looking for clues concerning the incident which occurred.
Are you accusing me?
What? This again? What is this? This man. I know him, I think.
What's wrong? You okay, Aya?
Yeah.
We'd like to ask you about the mitochondria research you've been doing. NYPD, huh? Why are you interested in my work?
The suspect mentioned that the mitochondria would be set free. Now, do you...
That suspect ignited people without laying a finger on them. Then it transformed into some kind of creature and ran off.
Since she mentioned mitochondria, we were hoping you could supply us with some info.
You two have absolutely no idea what the true mitochondria is like. Buckle in. Do you? The mitochondria possesses its own unique genetic code.
Its own... Are you saying it's a separate organism?
Precisely. Kinda like a parasite or something, huh? Parasite! That's an interesting way of describing this most fascinating creature. We cannot live without the mitochondria.
Do you understand? The mitochondria creates energy for us. Without it, we are nothing. We are here because the mitochondria allows us to be here. Our brain, for example. The brain functions due to the interaction between axons and dendrites. This interaction is possible due to the energy the mitochondria provides. Did you know the mitochondria is capable of discharging 200,000 volts of electricity? I don't think that's correct. This not only pertains to electrical discharge, but also applies to heat energy as well. Heat? Then the combustion from last night were... For a human to burn and melt, 1600 degrees of heat must be generated. There are several hundred mitochondria present within a single cell. If all the mitochondria in the body began functioning at the same time, a tremendous amount of energy would be generated and released. Melting a human into a puddle of fluid would be a simple task with so much energy. So you're saying that the mitochondria ignited these people? Professor, you may be right in that we need the mitochondria to live. But in the end, we're just using them for energy, right? You have no idea. The mitochondria has control over an organism's growth. Take this hand, for example. Before we're born, the hand is merely a glob of flesh. But when cells between the fingers deteriorate, that's when the fingers first form. When the cells which make up the body aren't needed anymore, it receives a signal to die. This signal is initiated by the mitochondria. When it is relayed, the genetic information in the nucleus is cut off and in essence dies. The same can be said for aging. The mitochondria mutates 10 times faster than cells. Of course, this also applies to mutant forms of mitochondria as well. When too many mutant mitochondria multiply, energy production level decreases. The decrease in energy production is associated with the aging process. So, are you still stupid enough to say that we are the higher species? But you're not saying that the mitochondria is doing all this consciously, right? When I said that the mitochondria could mutate 10 times faster than normal cells, I also meant that they could evolve at a rate 10 times faster. Evolve at a rate 10 times faster. Since the beginning of creation, the mitochondria has been evolving at this rate. It's no surprise if they possess a power beyond our cognition. No surprise at all. Let me tell you something. There was a scientist who tried to determine the mutation rate of the mitochondria. With this, the scientist wanted to establish a connection with human ancestry. In 1987, it was announced that the root of all humans can be traced to a single woman in Africa. This finding was announced around the world, and with this, the mitochondrial theory spread like wildfire. You know what they call the root of it all? Mitochondria Eve. Splendid name. Just incredible. Eve? The suspect in yesterday's case called herself Eve.
What? Hey, if you know anything, you better not be holding back on us.
She called herself Eve?
Sorry, but I've told you what I know. I'd like to return to my studies now. I believe you know the way out. Hey, you better explain what the hell's going on here?
Daniel, forget it. Let's just go.
God damn it! I might take off the compressor I tried putting on before the next stream. Oh, did I forget to... I think I forgot to turn the graphics enhancement back on. That's alright. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this game is listed on that TV Tropes page. Also, that whole scene, like, science this, science that. My understanding is that the novel is just like that in spades all over the place. What the hell's wrong with that guy? I can't stand him.
That man. I've seen him before. I can't remember where.
It's Daniel. What? Okay, we'll be right there. Aya, looks like we got a break in the case.
What?
We gotta get back to the station, Aya. Hang on, I'm kicking this into turbo. Wow, you know, I actually didn't even realize there was a Jurassic Park novel. I wonder if I can get a good, let's see. I mentioned the enhancement, so... Yeah, this isn't really a good screen to get a good look at that. Maybe I'll find a better place somewhere. I do have like a 3D model enhancement thing turned on, but I had to turn it off when we got to the world map because for some reason, the world map in this game, specifically on daytime, glitches the heck out when you have the enhancement turned on. Nighttime is fine. It's just daytime that has a problem. I don't know why. Let's go, folks. We're... Okay. You can kind of see it there. Without the enhancement, her thumb looks real weird. And I turn it on and it actually looks better. Let's go, folks. We're starting the meeting. Melissa's solo concert was scheduled for today. Yeah, a lot of plot going on in between these couple, like, dungeons. Real quick, while I'm, mentioning that, that's not, like, the only enhancement, because there's also just, like... Oh, you know what? Never mind, I don't want to actually mess with that, because it's probably gonna take too long. But I also have some upscaling going on, basically. Melissa's solo concert was scheduled for today. She had disappeared after last night's incident and the concert was cancelled. But people are still gathering at the stage. We must not let another massacre happen again. The concert is at the Central Park Amphitheater. Central Park?
What is it, Daniel?
Ben and Lorraine! They're at that concert!
What?
Daniel, we're not through yet. Screw you, Baker! My son's in danger! Daniel. Aya. Watch us back.
Yes, sir.
Hey, another mod permit. Don't mind me, Daniel. I'll be right with you. I'm actually just gonna store this mod permit for now, I think. When are you gonna let me tune up the guns? I didn't ask to be assigned here to watch over the warehouse all day, you know. As long as you see guns as toys, you'll never touch them. Hey, I know I can make a stronger gun than you. Guns aren't supposed to be stronger, you numbskull. They're supposed to be safer. Fine, you geezer. Little bit of tension here going on. So don't mind me just abusing the free ammo pickup here. I'm probably not going to have problems with ammunition again, I suspect. I think it was just the first bit there with, like, the boss that was kind of a little tough, drained all my ammo. Man, I could do it so much better. I could turn that gun into a cannon, easy. You want to leave something here? I will keep the mod permit in storage, and I guess I'll hold on to all the medicines. That's fine. You got anything to say? Sorry, I didn't mean to make a scene. But that goes for you, too. You can never be too careful with a gun. Alright, then let's go meet up with Daniel. I want to see if I can finish this day up before I end the stream. This next dungeon is a little longer than the first, but I think I should be able to. Oh yeah, this music. What the hell does no, Eve want from us? Well, it looks like she wants to gather people in one big area. Damn, that thing's got my boy involved. She's gonna pay for this. Let's hurry. Just hang in there, Ben. I'm coming for you. Let's see what Central Park looks like in a 90s Square RPG. Ben! Daniel, stop. I gotta get my boy, rookie. No, you don't. Sometimes you gotta look before you leap, old-timer. I don't care if I burn. I'll go. Ben's my son. He's the only family I've got. Damn it, I can't do anything. Leave it to me. Well, but... I'll get them out safe. I promise. Besides, Ben needs you. You won't do him any good if you're dead. All right. I'm counting on you, Aya. I know. This is another really good track. There's a lot of really, like, chill music in this game for being a horror game. That's the poisonous snake. So them just like casually dumping 4 more snakes into the fight is not something that happens on your first playthrough, by the way. At least these ones aren't poisonous, are not poisonous. Did that just do 50 damage? Oh my god. Yeah, I put hard mode in quotation marks, not knowing, again, like I mentioned this earlier, I didn't really know how much of a difference it was gonna be. This really is hard mode, this is no joke. Oh jeez. Good thing I saved. Oh my god, that took me a minute. I actually just got the reference you were making. Watch out, Cedric! A poisonous snake! God, that game. Maybe on this run I should start focusing on my armor when it comes to like the BP, the bonus points to enhance equipment. Okay. That one got me. Okay. I guess the 50 was like a crit. How much health do you have? I'm pretty sure that was the same snake I shot before. Okay, maybe like 5 bullets. Oh no, okay, I mixed them up at some point. Yeah, no kidding. I mean, I recently uncovered some old video of mine that was like from a time when CLG was doing like videos exclusively on some other website instead of YouTube. So I'm trying to fix up the video quality a little bit so I can put it on YouTube, but that's from like it's from like 13 years ago, and it's like it's funny how much younger I like sound, because I was younger, but like you can really hear it in my voice. Yeah, it was in fact a Viddler. Yeah, that was like the cool thing about it at the time, was YouTube had like the really small time limit, and Viddler was just like only a file size limit. So if you could get decent compression going, you could actually get a much longer video up on there. Though I also recall like not really I know with the game in question, I actually didn't do videos that were all that long. Although maybe, you know, they might have gone over the time limit that YouTube had back then, though, because the time limit was only like 10 minutes, so actually, I guess I probably did have longer videos because of it. It's certainly nice not having the time limit these days. Also, the whole, like, 60 frames per second thing. Yeah, new gun. It's weaker in every way, and it fires 3 bullets. Garbage. Give me back my medicine. I remember that being another thing I liked about Viddler for a bit, because I remember like making the discovery that of how like Viddler could have 60 FPS videos, even when YouTube couldn't. Granted, that was like a period of time where, like, with the recording technology of the time, it was kind of hard to get something that could properly record in 60 frames per second, too. I remember having to, like, switch to a different program for that. I don't think I ever really made use of it in the end until, like, YouTube actually had the capability. Ah yes, junk. Junk is not completely worthless, but it almost is. You need to, like, save up 300 of them. You take them to Wayne, and you can discard them. You don't actually have to, like, save them in storage, you can just discard them, but once you've discarded a total of 300 junk, he'll give you a super weapon, basically. He'll give you one of the best pieces of equipment in the game for like whatever type you want. Like, I want the rifle, I want the rocket launcher, whatever one you go for, he'll give you like the best one of the best pieces you can get in the game. Although I wouldn't say it's particularly necessary or worth it. Oh, you bet there's grinding. There's especially grinding if you're doing the post-game dungeon, because the higher floors of the Chrysler building... So, when you finish this game normally, like just a normal playthrough, you're probably somewhere around level... I mean, basically, you're going to be somewhere in your... I want to say mid to high 20s. But the higher floors of the Chrysler building have such strong enemies that they really do kind of expect you to be up there, near like the upper limit of levels, and you can go as high as level 99. The last time I did the Chrysler building, I finished at being level 87. I'll take that. I think this drawer, there's like a drawer in here that opens or something. Yep. That's easy to miss, too. Let's see. I'll get rid of medicine. I remember the first time I played this, and maybe the second time, just being stuck for a while because I didn't realize this was here, so I like couldn't figure out where to go. Grenade launcher, or range. It's got a heat effect, but some enemies are weak to that, some enemies resist it. Honestly, I think I'm just gonna toss that one. No, wait, what's it got stat-wise? +2 attack. Maybe I should save it. That's a decent amount of medicine. This is making me want to go back to the police station already. The funny thing about levels in this game is they definitely had in mind a specific kind of level of power they wanted you to be at for the final boss on your first playthrough. And they kind of gated you off from leveling too high intentionally, because, like, if you take all of the experience points total that you have to gain to reach, say, like, level 99, there's a funny thing where a very high percentage of that is concentrated in from, like, the levels... Oh, rip. A very high percentage of all the experience points you needed is just concentrated on, like, levels something like 25 through 27 or something like that. I forget where exactly it is, but it's just like you hit a point where it takes an absolutely absurd amount of experience points to gain a single level. And then you hit a particular level that's in, like, I think right near the end of the 20s, where all of a sudden you just start gaining levels like every other battle because it's such a low requirement. They just wanted to make sure that you didn't over-level for the final boss of the main game, and then it's like, then you just have this big experience hump to get over in a New Game Plus, and then you can just start gaining the rest of the levels really quickly. That boomerang's got some reach. Yeah, I do end up liking that about this game, that... And you can still get, like, reasonably powerful depending on how you do stuff with your equipment, but I like that you can't get, like, too ridiculously overpowered necessarily on the first playthrough. At least not easily. Like, you technically can, but the amount of grinding you would have to do would be absurd. But I do like grinding to become overpowered for the post-game dungeon because of the way that works. Like, the post-game dungeon just kind of isn't that much fun. It's such a slog, and also the problem I have with it is that, like, you have to do 10 whole floors in one go before you get any sort of checkpoint. So it's like, if you climb through these 10 randomly generated floors and then lose to the boss, you have to climb those 10 floors all over again. Which I got really salty about, I remember the first time I was playing, because what actually happened to me was I beat a boss, and then I rode the elevator down to the lobby, and I was gonna go back to the police station to save. But while I was in the lobby of the Chrysler building, the power went out. So I lost my progress. I think that was the point where I just decided to overgrind. I do not like that I am in this cramped space with these snakes. Yeep, that's bad. Yo, D2, good to see you. Things are alright. I just recently moved again, so I'm in another new place, but I'm on my own here, which is kind of nice, actually. The giant worms of South America are very important to the rainforest's ecosystem. Giant worms, oh boy. Look for the brown monkey, one of our many playful rainforest friends. There are many types of rainforest snakes. Some are poisonous, but most are not. Oh hey, since you weren't here earlier, I've been playing this on New Game Plus, and I discovered that, I've been discovering, like, yeah, the enemies are substantially stronger, more so than I ever kind of realized, because since I'm going through not rocking the, like, overpowered armor and weapon I had at the end of the game before, I'm just using, like, the normal equipment, I'm getting my butt kicked. I get hit by a snake and it takes off, like, half my health. It's funny that they did make the enemies that much stronger, and yet, like, it's not enough to make the difference on when you use the New Game Plus equipment, because I never even knew that they were stronger, because I've always just, like, played a second run of the game, equipped the armor and weapon I had, and then just, like, everything dies in one hit, and everything does, like, 0 damage. But no, you wear the normal equipment that the game actually gives you at this point normally, and wow, they hit hard. Some more so than others. I think this monkey deals like 30 some odd damage. I don't think I've gotten hit by the birds. I'm trying to bait out an attack here. Well, that's just contact damage. You know, just for fun, I'll show you what the melee weapon is like real quick, actually. Oh god, it's only doing 2 damage. Oh no. They might be out of my range, because they're in the air. Okay, I'm switching back to the guns. You could make a more powerful club, though, too, actually, because, like, I mean, to begin with, there are more powerful clubs. I think I found, like... what, like, a club level 5 in the Chrysler building, and, technically, you could dump a bunch of BP into a club. Come to think of it, I wonder how that works. I wonder if you're allowed to boost the range of a club. That would seem kind of silly, but would be really funny. I'm gonna just try to get some of my health back now. Boy, I can't wait to have a, like, more powerful heal. Okay, I'll take that ammo and nothing else. What was off of this way, anyway? Oh. That just goes there. I wonder. I could probably check right now. Yep. It won't let me. The only thing I can boost is the attacking power. Oh, dang it. Okay. Well, I've got the cure poison. Healing sometime soon would be good, but I kind of want to just get rid of this snake. Nah, I'm good on the Chrysler building. I'm just gonna load up the save that I have, like right before the final boss of the Chrysler building, basically. I don't really feel like running it again. I also actually can't with this save file anyway, because this is a third playthrough after like the videos I recorded. So I already have the Chrysler building keys. And even if I go in there, all the treasure boxes will be opened, enemies won't spawn, bosses won't spawn. It's something I actually tested out before. It's like the one thing that it actually keeps your progress on between playthroughs. I might regret this, but I think I kind of want to see what's over here. I'm pretty sure there's like a treasure chest over here, I just don't remember what's in it. Ammo. Well, I am using a lot of ammo, so... That I honestly don't know. I could never find any, like, really specific... Oh, boy. I could never find any really specific information on what the, like, how that works in terms of enemies being stronger between playthroughs. The only thing I could find out was that they are stronger. No thanks. I'm just noping out of that fight. Well, I guess I can't really. I cannot escape. It gave me a moment to heal, but that's it. That's all I get. Good enough, though. I'm in a better spot than before I did that. Uh-oh. I should have waited. Okay. Heal first. And now detox. Wow, that uses a lot of the gauge. Come on, you know you want to attack me, yep. Yeah, I saw that. I was actually gonna bring that up at the end of the stream. I thought it would be funny to try and pull on that banner, even though I don't actually play that game anymore. And just see if I ever get Aya or not. Yeah, I really hope that that means something is coming, even if it's just like a re-release of Parasite Eve 1 and 2 on Steam or something. I would really like there to be something with the series. It is very possible, because like you said, it wouldn't really make sense to do the crossover promotion if they weren't doing anything else. And something very similar happened where, like, out of the blue, there was a crossover between some mobile game called Another Eden and Chrono Cross. And 2 months after that promotion happened, the Chrono Cross HD thing got announced. The crossover with Parasite Eve was Final Fantasy Brave Exvius. I would love a remake of this game. I'll take even just like a re-release, but a remake would be really cool. I'm about... Oof. That was close. I was about to get smacked. Ah, wasn't able to avoid that one. I wouldn't say that it hates the game it wants to be a sequel to, but like it does do the main characters kind of dirty. I think I have a softer spot for Chrono Cross specifically because it was actually the first one I played. I had never played Chrono Trigger when I played Chrono Cross, and that probably was a good thing. Of the two, I will say Chrono Trigger is more fun to go back to by, like, a lot. But I do like Cross. It has some interesting gameplay stuff, and it's got some great music. Yeah, Chrono Cross, you know, it's been too long actually for me too, so like, uh-oh. I want to say like, I at least don't remember anything in Cross that specifically said that, but, I do remember that that is kind of what it's supposed to have been, like, if it wasn't stated in Cross itself, then at least, like, in the future that was kind of implied, and even the re-release of Chrono Trigger on the DS and Steam went out of its way to create that link by... They created that implication with something in, like, a post-game bonus dungeon. I think Chrono Trigger only makes that claim in the re-releases, right? Like, the original game, I think, Dalton just disappears, and that's kind of all you hear about him, but then with the re-releases, you've got the, like, post-game thing where you fight Dalton again, and he kind of implies he's gonna come back. Yeah, I thought it was Lynx that killed Luca.
All of the animals have escaped.
Yeah, no kidding. Even that is kind of weird, though. It's like... It's weird to think that they took down, like, Lavos and then they lose to frickin' Lynx or whatever.
The holiday season brings joy to us all. And this Christmas will be the most special of all. Special because I will no longer be under the control of a host, as I have since the dawn of time. Humans are weak. Mitochondria can self-evolve. Mitochondria must now take over the nucleus.
Ugh.
I have to get backstage and stop her.
I don't think there's much left to stop.
Why? Why are you doing this? You again. But you are too late. You will not ruin my plans as you did last night. Stop!
I think there is a save point nearby, so I'll just go to that. I saw the girl. Yeah, that'll get explained. The Chrono Break thing was a real thing that was planned, yeah. And to my understanding, too, there was a mobile game called Final Fantasy Dimensions 2, which, by no means is it like they took the plot of Chrono Break and applied it to that. But they did supposedly the writer took at least some of the ideas he would have used in Chrono Break and put them in that game, because I guess they basically just knew that Chrono Break was never going to get made, so... The not too spoilery, not really too spoilery, just is that there is like there's a very specific link between Aya and something going on with Melissa, and then like a couple other characters that haven't been mentioned so far, including one from like the novel. There's kind of something that ties it together. Actually, thinking about it, I'm not so sure about how the character from the novel ties into anything. That link might be a little more weird. Again, my knowledge about anything outside of the games is pretty spotty. There's some chests around here if I want to wander around and explore, but the monsters hit so hard that I kinda don't want to. I do really love the music too, yeah. Xenogears I've never played. That's another one that's very much been like, I absolutely know I want to play this, I just never have up to this point. Well. Oh, right, I do have a revive. Well. Well, there goes that. I don't know if I should, I'm probably... Oh, I'm tempted to reset, because I might need that for the boss or something. Yeah. I did just save, so... I'm gonna say they're off limits. Unless, like, I could make a save state at safe points just to speed things up that way if I want to, like, reload, come to think of it, which, you know, maybe, I don't have anything set for that. There we go. I don't have, like, a hotkey or anything. But yeah, I figure since the idea of this is kind of to experience a hard mode version of this, it kind of defeats the point if I just load save states. The one thing I don't mind doing is speeding things along a little bit. You pieces of crap. Oh no, I got boxed in against the wall again. I really don't like these narrow fighting arenas. Man. Okay, it doesn't seem like enemies spawn here, so I guess, like, this would be, I would say, like, the case where I'll use save states is, like, not to totally circumvent something, but just speed something along. Like, if all I'm doing is cutting out a walk where there's no enemies, then it's fine. So I can't really use a save state the same way after this, because if I died to something after this fight, then, you know, basically, if I die to something after this fight, I'll just have to load the save state that's, like, right here. Oh god. I'm just getting sloppy now. If someone did that in a Resident Evil mod, that just reminds me of, like, what I've heard about Silent Hill 3's actual hard mode. Ah, please. Oh, it was just the actual game. I didn't know that there was a difference in puzzles between difficulties on Resident Evil. I know Silent Hill does that. I've seen the Resident Evil 4 randomizer, and I saw when the person who was playing it was just like running through a hallway that had like 3 duplicates of Krauser with the like mutated wing arm. Okay. That was awful. Let me put a couple points into defense here, in the hopes that that makes some big difference. It's a bear! And 2 snakes. Okay, yeah, that was the exact game I was thinking of that did something like that too. That's bad. Wow, that sucked. I took contact damage on the bear and it stopped me just enough to get hit by the snake. Kinda boxed in here. This looks bad. Yep. Ugh. Yeah, I'm just gonna take the loss on that one. We're officially starting to hit the point where this is starting to get a little more frustrating than fun, which was not something I'm sure would happen. But I'm gonna try and power through it for now. would you shave a polar bear? I guess that would be a reason. Do not eat bears. Got it. Okay, just one enemy. One enemy with some range, though. Okay, that's not too bad. I'm about to get punched. Yep. Huh, that's interesting. Ooh, critical evade. I like that. Tool, let's see. Nothing too crazy. Ooh, that could come in handy though. Well, maybe I don't want to move that on here though. Yeah, I'll hold on to that for now. I think there's one more fight between me and the next save point. Yep. Right before you hit it. I call shenanigans on that attack hitting me a little bit. Okay, thank goodness that one is gone. And I'm gonna heal. How is my ammo looking anyway? Oh yeah, I'm doing pretty good on that. Alright, now I'm gonna go back a screen because I think there's an item up there. And even if not, there's a fight, and if I can beat it, I'll gain another level, which, maybe I'll need. I'm a little worried about the boss. Though I don't know if this is a fight I should be taking on. With how much trouble I have dodging these things. Well, this one's going a little bit better. I do have more space to work with. Barrier. Yeah. That could help, maybe, huh? Not really that much, honestly. This fight could be trouble, but I might as well try it. I was afraid of that. The enemies don't always respawn. Oh wow, that level up gave me a significant HP boost. So that much is helpful, even if the barrier ability doesn't make as much difference. I have never had alcohol. I was going to let my brother take me to come, like, try some at some point after I turned 21, but, then the whole, like, hospitalization thing happened, and the discovery of my diagnosis, like Crohn's disease, and, you know, as far as I'm aware, you don't really want to have alcohol. Like, it'll probably not do good things to my stomach, more so than would, like, normally. So I just steer clear. I'll just make a save state because it's faster. I don't want to be streaming too much longer, honestly. I'm gonna see if I can beat this boss, and then, if I can, this day is actually, like, this in-game day is actually about to end, and I'm probably gonna call it a stream there. Yipe. Oh! That's probably a little too early in the fight to be letting that happen. Shots as in, like, injections? And I don't know, maybe it depends on the medication. That seems kind of weird, though. The medicine I get is, it's an injection. It's a clear water-like fluid, pretty much. Yeah, that's probably a different medicine than the one I take, because mine is, thigh or stomach. I didn't mean to target that one. Oof. There are all kinds of medicines for it, though. Like, mine's just an injection once every 8 weeks. I think some are... There's another one I know of that I think is... I don't remember how often it is, but I think it's more often than that. One is just straight up like an infusion you have to go down to a clinic for. A weird thing I can say about reading is that I enjoy it, but I don't do it, really. Because the last time I read anything, I was like a young adult, and now I'm in my 30s. You know what? I think I'm gonna get more mileage out of Barrier at this point. The next hit I take will now deal no damage. Eat. Okay. Yeah, there we go. I got hit, and the barrier is now gone. I should probably use a healing item, because otherwise the next hit is going to kill me. Oof. Ah. Okay. Now. Barrier. Whew. Not gonna be able to dodge that. Yep. Oh, man. Aha. So the problem I have with this boss is that it seems like I cannot hit it after evading an attack, but if I go to shoot it before it attacks, I just can't do anything in terms of dodging. It's like you can dodge or attack, but you can't do both, and that seems to be a fundamental flaw with this phase. Or you can just do neither. Not attack and not dodge. Now, because I bit it there and had to revive, my Parasite energy is refilling more quickly again. It kind of seems like... there might be a trick to this that I can do. Nope, I got hit by that. Yeah. I never did figure out how you're really supposed to do that last phase. Like, when I did my normal playthrough of this game on a first playthrough, I mean, I basically just kind of tanked my way through that last phase. Because you can do that. I didn't even know he could do that. Nah, when you have the last, like, only one worm left, it always positions it at that spot at the bottom. I wonder, though. Nah, slow didn't seem to do anything to this boss. Oh, that's new. Honestly, what I might have to do is, like, gain a couple of levels or maybe grab the revives from the police station that I have in storage. Since this is the only boss I can think of where I would, like, literally just don't know how to avoid these attacks at all. Well, the question is whether I want to do that now or just next time, because it's getting a little bit late. Oh wait, I don't think I did a hard save at that point. At least a bunch of the enemies aren't respawning. Oh wait, I haven't been over here. Ooh. Is that better than what I have? No, it's not. Look at her go. Play it safe here. I notice I am taking less damage from the birds, so the level up I gained and like what I added to the armor is making a difference. and yet the boss is still just like casually doing 80 damage. But that does show the discrepancy between the normal enemies and the boss. Like, normally the normal enemies aren't really supposed to be that much of a threat. It's a horror-flavored RPG that doesn't really lean on the survival aspect very much, usually. It is helpful to pay attention to how many bullets enemies usually take to go down. Because notably, this uses like the old school Final Fantasy I method of like target selection, where if you finish an enemy, you don't just automatically shift targets to another enemy to expend the rest of your bullets. The bullets just get eaten. I think the reason the birds are so common here is because they're the only enemy that drops the junk. And I kind of mean that in a general sense, almost, because, like, there are almost no other enemies that drop junk, oddly enough. Like, you can get... I think there might be some somewhere. But for the most part, junk actually becomes pretty rare after you leave this area of the game, which makes it all the stranger that you have to get like 300 of them to get a super weapon. It's like not something that most people would think to do. I only know about it because I found out about it online. Oh, did I leave a medicine in? Oh, I left a gun in here. That's fine, I'll take it with me. I think I left a medicine here. Yeah, at least you don't fire the second shot, like, at nothing. Like, you don't actually sit there and shoot it, but I think the bullet does disappear. And you can actually, when you're targeting, like, that's why you can target one enemy with one bullet and then target another enemy with the other bullet. It's just, it won't auto-target a new enemy if you, like, select both bullets on one enemy and then the first bullet kills. But another thing you can do is actually just press square to tell the game not to use the second bullet at all. He's dead. They went up in flames. What's going on in there? Oh. That was a long pause. I thought that the game froze for a second. Harry rushed in there without listening to Daniel and... Aya, Benz. Don't worry, I'll find him. I won't come back until I do. Aside from the fact that I just did. And I am now leaving. Goodbye. I kind of wanted to stop no more than like 10 minutes from now, partially because I do live in an apartment, so there are shared walls and stuff, and I don't want to be too loud past a certain point. But I might go a little over time and just hope that it's not a problem. Oh hey, I don't need the theater key anymore. Or the rehearsal key. I should have stored those to begin with. Wasn't thinking about that. Yeah, pretty much. I also just like the idea of ending stream on like the actual end of the in-game day instead of just kind of right before. Not that it matters that much. Oh. Wrong one. Well, the monkey still did 30 damage to me. Oops. The return of birds. Oh hey, it died in 2 shots. Those were both crits, but still, that's nice. Crits are somewhat random, but I do seem to notice that, like, there seems like a pretty largely increased chance of them happening if you're just, like, sitting there at melee range with your gun. You jerk. Man, could have gotten 5 junks right there. Oh my god. Oh god, I can't imagine grinding the 300 junk again just to get past the worm boss. That'd be absurd. Huh, the bear appeared on the other side of the bridge this time. Oh, I do not know how that missed me. That didn't. He's gonna punch me. Swipe, dang you. Oh, he fell on me. I'm stuck here. Okay. Oh no, reload. Bad time for reload. I noticed that, like, all the enemies in this area are pretty much respawning, but the ones that were farther back in terms of, like, backtracking weren't reappearing as much. Almost at that save point again. One more battle? No, not one more battle. Okay. I don't know if going into the fight like this is a good idea, because... oh, actually, no, I've got a decent amount of my gauge full. Let's reload. Alright, let's try this. The way barrier works, by the way, is that it puts this damage barrier on you, and the next hit will deal 0 HP damage. But while you have the barrier up, it temporarily puts a freeze on your, like, parasite energy recovering. And the next hit you take actually takes a chunk out of your parasite energy instead. If you still have, like, a chunk of parasite energy left after the hit, the barrier remains up. But if your gauge basically gets emptied, then the barrier goes away and your PE starts refilling again. I mean, it sort of works pretty well here, too, because I feel like I'm getting more mileage out of being able to... Like, healing costs so much energy right now, so I'm getting more mileage out of just, like, blocking one 80 to 90-something HP damage hit instead of just healing for 60. Oh, that's right. I think I might have mentioned that sometime when I did the videos of my basically when I did the YouTube videos. I think I might have mentioned that somewhere. I forgot that was a thing, though. But I do remember reading that. Oh, man. Barrier gone immediately. Not normally. I'm wondering if that's going to be the case on this playthrough or not, just because, like, some of these attacks are so annoying to dodge, and it seems with this difficulty, I basically can't take hits. I might be able to do more about that later on, so we'll see. I mean, absolutely not the hardest boss in the game normally, but it's going to be interesting to see how this stacks up playing this specific way. Time to eat one of those revives. Nope. It was worth a try. Oh my god, I did it with only one revive, how? Let's see, and bonus points. straight to defense, thank you. Now to use the save point, because there is actually a second boss after this, and it's not normally a problem, but all things considered, I'm wondering.
Your genes are stronger than I thought. Come, my dear, let's go for a ride.
Okay. Guess I'll just get on this carriage then. Eve, wasn't there some other way you could have spooked the horse than literally setting it on fire? I guess it makes for a cool set piece.
Why? Why be on the human side? Why not? I am a human. Why are you going with them and not me? What?
Corner, corner, get in corner. Oh wait, not yet. Okay. Isn't this cool? Having to dodge in such a small space? Corner, corner. Okay, we're good. It does look cool. Yeah, there was not really any dodging that one. That's fine, I can live with the revive on that. I am afraid of what day 3 is going to be like, in particular. Oh man, I almost made it without the revive.
It seems you still don't know who I am. Well, if you don't know, your mitochondria will. That's why you were drawn to the opera. What are you talking about? Here, let me explain. Directly. Stop it! If we join forces, all the other mitochondria in the world will... Stop!
I mean, that would be interesting. I will say, it is possible to have that almost happen. In a way. Aya, answer me!
Daddy!
Ben, weren't you going to the concert?
I came here with Mom, but she was all weird.
What do you mean, Ben?
I came with Mom so the three of us could be together.
So that's why you came to get me.
Mom went to the stage, but she freaked out.
He kinda does. What do you mean, Mom freaked out?
I got near the stage and started to feel sick. I wanted to go home. Mom wasn't herself, Dad. She left, and everyone else went too.
Lorraine. Casualties were much worse this time. We cannot put the lives of citizens in jeopardy any longer. We have orders to evacuate all citizens out of Manhattan. Fortunately, most people are out of the city for Christmas. What do we do, sir? We will stay and assist in neutralizing Eve. Shouldn't we leave it to the army? We're the ones that are supposed to be protecting the city. Any word from Aya? Damn it, where could she be? Daniel, I need you to help evacuate the citizens. She's our only hope against this thing now. I'm going to go look for her. Shouldn't we stop him, sir? He's lost Lorraine. He'll find Aya. You two help with the evacuation.
Daddy!
Ben, I'm sorry. I have to go find Aya.
Where'd she go?
I don't know, but she's the only one that can fight the thing that hurt your mommy. Kath, look after the kid, will you?
I will, don't worry.
Daddy!
Come on, sport. You like dogs? I'll introduce you to the best police dog in town.
Borf.
Can I show this boy the dog?
Sure, let me open the fence. Hey, you got a visitor.
This is Shiva.
Hey, I think she likes you.
Hey, that tickles.
Meanwhile... Dude almost got run over. The point of it was to be cute. And nothing else. How many times do I gotta tell you? We've blocked this off. I've only played a little bit of the remake, but I've also seen the ending of it. Of Live Alive. How many times do I gotta tell you? We've blocked this off. You won't even find a cat on the street. I told you, I've already contacted the police about this matter. What?
I'm not getting anywhere with my English.
Hey, you Chinese?
No, I'm Japanese.
Nanda Nihonjin desu ka?
Oh, yes, can you speak Japanese?
Shota dake ne dare desu ka?
I am Kunihiko Maeda, Japanese,
Hey, if you can't speak the language, go back to your country. Calm down, take it easy, man. It's bad for your heart. I'm getting hot. Help! That's some instant karma if I've ever seen it.
I guess it's now or never. Spontaneous human combustion. I believe that's correct.
The hospital again.
Where? Hospital?
Red. Can you say buried trauma?
Oh, you're finally awake. Who are you? I'm Kunohiko Maeda. I'm a scientist from Japan.
He found you.
Daniel.
There's no one out there but cops. It's a ghost town. Never seen anything like it. Pretty creepy if you ask me.
Where's Eve? What happened to the people in Central Park?
Ben was okay. But the rest of the audience, well, they just disappeared.
Disappeared? You mean they weren't ignited? They all melted into slime and became one big mass. That's something new. Nothing like that happened in Japan. Japan? A similar incident occurred several years ago in Japan, in this novel called Parasite Eve. Although it wasn't as grandiose in scale as this one. What?
Hey, give us the details.
It all started when a scientist's wife was involved in a car accident. The scientist tried to culture her liver cells in order to keep her alive. The scientist named those cells Eve. Eve? The liver cells multiplied and her mitochondria eventually took over her physical body. After acquiring the scientist's sperm, Eve tried to give birth to an ultimate being. Ultimate being? What kind of being?
I don't know. I heard it's ultimate.
She, the being who mutated from the liver cells, couldn't maintain her body for long. By the way, before the car accident occurred, the wife had registered to have her organs donated.
Ah, there's the tie-in. The wife with her her liver cells became Eve, but she also had organs donated, so...
So after the accident, her kidneys were transplanted into a young girl. And Eve implanted a fertilized egg in the young girl who gave birth to an ultimate being. I was extremely interested in this and went to his lab so that I could continue research. After hearing about this incident, I had to fly over here.
What the hell is going on here?
I wish I could explain more.
Aya, you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
I thought that monster had gotten a hold of you. Thought it was too late.
When I felt Eve, something inside of me felt like it was being...
You felt you were about to be ignited, correct? No, well, she's the only one that isn't affected.
What? I don't understand. I think I may be a monster. Like her.
What? What are you saying, Aya?
I don't know. What if I end up killing you?
Ah, shut up. You know that's not...
Please, Daniel, I don't know. I just don't know anymore. Please go away. Just stay away from me.
Aya.
Please. Yes, I understand your point.
Hey, where do you think you're going?
Even if I am a monster, I don't ever want to kill you, Daniel. Please. I could never forgive myself if I killed you.
Aya, you're no monster. You're my best partner, Aya Brea. I'll be by your side. Always, Aya.
When I touched Eve, that feeling... Was it Maya? But Maya died in the car crash with Mom. No, it just couldn't be.
Dun dun dun. So I'll pick this up. Well, before I go, though, I was talking about this earlier. There's a little something I want to do. A little something silly. If you'll just give me a moment. D2 brought this up, and I was talking about this too. So this is the event, and I'm just gonna load up the game real quick to do a poll. I thought it'd be funny to do one poll at the end of every stream, and when the banner's gonna expire, I'll just like use what free currency I happen to have in that game, which is not enough to guarantee the character, not by a long shot. But I'll just see what happens. It's just gonna take me a moment to actually get it, like, loaded up and everything. It's like, it doesn't even matter, because I'm not really planning to actually go back to this game and try to play it. I just figured, why not? Because I'm playing Parasite Eve and they're doing this promotion. I didn't know they were going to do this, so it just kind of worked out by coincidence. Any day now. It should be showing up on stream. There it is. Here's the daily free summon for the event. Nope. I guess for the heck of it as well. Nah, I'll show the event some other time. It's already pretty late, so that's gonna do it for the stream tonight. Thanks for coming. It was pretty cool to have people to chat with instead of just playing on my own like I kind of thought I was gonna be. Went a little later than I intended to, but that's all right. This next day might be a little rough. When is the next one? I'm kind of playing it by ear, to be honest, just seeing how I feel each day. Like, if I feel up to it tomorrow night, I'll probably do it tomorrow night. Tonight I tried to aim to, like, start at around 7 Eastern, but I ended up starting a little later than that, so I don't know. Just kind of playing it by ear, but... yeah, thanks for coming, and I'll see you next time if you're able to come, but if not, don't worry about it. I'll see you when I see you. Yeah, I'll upload a notification to YouTube again next time too, like I did this time. You too. Good night.